Hi guys, it's Carol from Cape Cod Cottage Gardening, Gardening Zone 7B on Cape Cod, Mass. So today it's time to do some winter sowing, so come along. So if you're familiar with gardening at all, I'm sure you know what winter sowing is. I did winter sowing for the first time last year. I grew 2 different types of echinacea, alyssum, and foxglove. And they all did really well. I was surprised because I wasn't too careful watching them. A lot of people think when you're winter sowing, you just throw them in containers and just throw them out there and forget about them, but you do have to watch them. I know that our weather here, sometimes we can go without rain or snow for a long period of time. If that happens, you're gonna have to water your jugs. You can't let them completely dry out. And another thing that happens in my climate is that sometimes you'll have this random really warm day. And inside those jugs, it will get hot really fast. So if your seeds already sprouted and you have this random hot day, you're gonna have to go over there and like open up your containers or set them in some shade or something because they will fry. It's like a little mini greenhouse and it gets really hot in there. So today what I'm gonna be winter sowing, I'm doing some different ones this year. I'm gonna be doing some bachelor buttons and I'm gonna try some delphiniums. I grew delphiniums last year, but the bunnies just destroyed them. So this year I do have the money fence, so I'm hoping for better success. I did get a few stalks growing last year, but nothing impressive. I really want to give these another try. And the other thing I'm doing is I am winter sowing just some regular echinacea purpurea. It's in this little baggie because I had it in my fridge since last year. So see the date, January 31, 2024. I put these in the fridge so they would cold stratify. You certainly don't need to do it that long. I basically didn't even realize I had them in my fridge and I noticed them up here at my condo that they were in the fridge still. So I'm gonna put those in some winter sowing. I'm hoping that I will get some nice plants to donate to my plant sale for my garden club because they really like natives, and echinacea purpurea, which is the purple coneflower, is native here in Massachusetts. So I'm gonna give that a go. I hope they're okay. They've kind of been abused in the refrigerator. They were underneath like ketchup bottles and stuff. So I hope the seeds are okay. We'll see. That's why I'm gonna winter sow them, because if they don't grow, I wasted really no time or effort. So let me get the jugs and I'll show you what I'm using. Okay, so the most common vessel for winter sowing that people use is something like this, like a milk jug. As long as the light can penetrate it, you can use it. The one thing I would caution you about is I wouldn't use like really small or tall, skinny bottles because there's just not enough airflow in those and they'll heat up really fast if it gets warm. At least here you have some space for airflow. So you can use something like this. You can also use something like this, which is like a lettuce container. I actually have seed heads from my echinacea that I picked off this fall. I'm saving those. So the one thing you have to do is you do have to cut them. So I just use this to to slice open my containers like this. What is this called, Mr. Hubby?
Utility knife.
Utility knife. Oh, if you could only know what was going on in the background here. Anyway, so this is utility knife. You just have to be really careful because it is a razor. It's super sharp. So I just kind of cut it. What you want to make sure you have is you have a container that can hold at least 4 inches of soil. So you have enough soil for your seeds to get nice root system. So I just kind of go up around 4 or 5 inches. I cut all the way around, and then I don't cut through the handle so I can kind of open and close it and pick it up that way. That's easy enough. The other thing you need to do is you need to cut some holes in the bottom, which I forgot to do. So let me do that now, which might be a little scary. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the camera off so I can really concentrate and just put some holes, put a bunch of holes in the bottom. I'll do this one with you. Take my straight edge, make a cut carefully. Then I take like a screwdriver or something and I stick it in and just kind of spin it to make the hole bigger. And I'll put like 6 holes in the bottom probably. And then I also put some slits kind of in this part in the corner, just so the water doesn't get hung up there. Like that. And do that for every container. Now that you have your containers ready, next you want your soil. You want to use potting mix for this, not seed starting medium, because you're not going to be out there fertilizing them. You're basically going to set them and just check on them, and they're going to get watered by snow or rain, or occasionally you may have to water them. But for the most part, you're not going to be out watering them and adding fertilizer. So you do want to use potting mix instead of seed starting mix. So you want to use moistened potting mix. So I'm going to mix up a batch of potting mix now to add to my containers. Just gonna dump some in. Once you have your soil in your container, you can add some water to moisten. That looks good. And just mix it all together. So I really wish I had a strainer because this seed starter mix does have some big pieces of debris in it. See that? So just pick that stuff out if you see it. I'm gonna purchase a strainer so I can strain this so it'll be nice and fluffy. I mean, it really doesn't matter if you have some sticks, but just sometimes it might impede the growth of that little seed if it happens to be right underneath that stick. But my theory is plants and seeds, they want to grow. They're pretty resilient for the most part. So let me see, now that I have that kind of all incorporated, let me see how it is. It's holding together nice, but because I know it's gonna be dry for the next several days here, I'm gonna add a little bit more water. And then give it another stir. When I do these types of videos, I'm not trying to like teach at you, certainly not, because I am a novice myself. This is is it my third year starting seeds? Yeah, I think it's my third year starting seeds. So in the gardening world, I am completely a novice, but I'm really proud of myself. I mean, I've been having really great success for most things. I mean, lots of failures, of course. But overall, I'm really happy with the results. And I love it. It gives you something to do in the winter. Let's give that a try. Yeah, that's better. So just a little more moist. I think that's good. All right, let me set this aside. Next, you just have to fill your pots. And I'm gonna kind of press it down a little bit because you don't want a lot of air pockets. You don't want to stomp it down really tight, but you don't want to be all air pockets either. When those roots grow, you want them to grow into soil, not air. There we go. That's one. I'll do the rest off camera. So my containers are all full now. So now I'm just gonna create some plant tags for my containers. I know I've said this about 1,000 times, but if you don't know, my other house on the Cape where my garden is being remodeled, so we can't be there right now. So the problem I'm running into at every step of the way on this seed starting season for me is I don't have my supplies here. Like I think I have everything. I brought a few things up, but I don't have everything. I don't have plant tags. So I'm just gonna use these plastic knives. That was a little tip I got from Steph at Hooked and Rooted. I used them when I started my onions and my other flowers last week, which at the end of the video, I will give you a sneak peek because 6 days ago, I sowed those seeds and some of them are germinated already. So I will give you a peek at the end. So I'm just gonna write down what I'm growing on these little plastic knives. And I am using a garden marker because these are gonna be outside. So let me do that. I'll be right back. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna put it here. The purple cone flowers, the Echinacea purpurea. These have been in my fridge for a year, so I don't know how good they're gonna be. Let's see, how many do I have? Some of them look a little crushed, but here you go. Focus. So I'm just gonna sprinkle those all around. Try to spread them out the best I can. Now these seeds are not seeds I collected. These are seeds that I had from a seed packet last year. I do have a lot of collected seeds, but I haven't sowed those yet. I make these videos mostly for my own joy, my own records. I don't like to be preachy because, like I said earlier, I am a novice. But it's just such a great feeling to actually grow something from seed. All right, so now that I have that set, these require like about 1/4 inch deep, so I'm gonna put some more soil on top. Just like this. The lighting is really poor here too. That's the other thing. I don't have my lighting that I have at my grow room down the Cape. I'm literally using my overhead kitchen light, and I'm just gonna press it in. frustration of trying to do this not in my normal grow space. I just realized I don't have the tape here to seal this up. Oh, I can't wait to get back down there. I think in a couple of weeks I am going to be there. So, I have regular like Scotch tape. I guess that's going to have to do. That's all I have. Let me go find some. So ideally I use like electrical tape or that packing tape you use for packages. But nope, I'm using gift wrap tape. I don't know if this is going to work. Maybe. I'm just taping it all around. I think it's working. I don't know if it'll hold up to the elements though. We'll find out. I better put a bunch extra just in case. Remember when I said I was a novice? I am the bumbling gardener. But most of the time, bumble or not, it works. Next, we're gonna do bachelor buttons, and this is polka dot. These seeds are from 2023, so they're a little old. The other thing with winter sowings is it's kind of nice to use up your old seeds, because then if it doesn't work, you don't waste your time, that much time and energy on them. I'm just gonna throw them all in. And whenever I have empty seed packets like this, I write it in my garden journal that I use them all. So I'll know next year when I'm ordering seeds to get more. Actually, I didn't show you the seeds, and these are kind of cute. They look like little shuttlecocks. They have like little fur at the top. So guys, I definitely overseeded these a little bit, but they're old seeds and I don't think all of them will germinate. I didn't end up using all of them, so I'm gonna save these and scatter these in my garden when I get back on the Cape. As soon as the soil could be worked, you can direct seed bachelor buttons right in the ground. I think these are also, yeah, they need to be covered. Some seeds, as you may or may not know, need light to germinate. These are not one of them. So you want to cover them with soil. And last but not least, we're going to do the Pacific Giant Blend Delphiniums. Again, these are also from 2023. I grew these the first year. The bunnies ate them to the ground. The second year, I did get a few blooms. I had better bunny protection, but a bunny got in one day and did kind of go to town on it. So maybe the third year is the charm. So here are the seeds. They kind of look like onion seeds to me, a little bit. And again, I'm going to be sowing a bit heavy here. It's harder to see these seeds because they're dark against the dark soil. So I'm probably doing way more than I want to and way closer together. I can't really see them. I'm going to tape these last two containers up and set them outside. Okay, so I set my containers outside. This is a south-facing wall on my patio. I usually would put them right up against the wall just so the wind won't take them, but we do have an overhang here a little bit, so and I want them to get the rainwater. So you want to take off the covers, make sure you take the covers off so the rainwater can get in. And if your container has like a label or something like that, I tend to put that on the shady side. So obviously the seedlings can get all the light they can manage from the sun without that label blocking them. So that's it. It's currently 25 degrees out. Sorry for the bad lighting, but it's getting dark out. It's just about dusk. So let me take you inside now because it is cold out here. And I will show you my seedlings that I started last week. I guess it was watching me the whole time. He just moved, but... Hi, buddy. Hi. Hi, Mr. Momo. Did you want to come out? It's really cold. You know you can't go outside. Here's the seedlings I sowed 6 weeks ago. My onions and shallots coming up beautifully. You can see them there. And I don't have a humidity dome. Another thing I left at my Cape house. But my violas are starting to come up. I don't know if you can kind of see them right there. See the little seedlings? My violas are starting to come up. Not all of them are germinated. The celery hasn't germinated. The other violas didn't germinate. This pansy right here is starting. Can you see it? It's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. Zoom on that little baby right there. It's so exciting. Yay! So guys, I'm back inside now, and I just looked down and look what I forgot to do. I forgot to put the plant tag in for the bachelor buttons, but I'll know because the others are labeled, so bumbling gardener. I can't believe I did this. I just really can't. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little video on winter sowing, and until next time, get out there and grow. Bye.